makes me wanna holler, go away. I need more peace and hope and love. Where do I find it in this crazy old world? Need strategies, strategies for living radio. Your dose of radio rehab. Strategies for living radio. Every time I listen, Lauren and David share strategies for living, and it makes me aware. I got strategies for living, strategies for living radio. Your dose of radio rehab. Strategies for living radio.
You know, we need them. We need those strategies, don't we? Those strategies for living. So are you ready? You ready for your daily dose of radio rehab?
Well, I'm ready, but are you feeling okay?
I'm not sure. I'm really not sure, and so I arranged to have a house call today.
I see that.
Yeah,
that's why I was a little.
As a matter of fact, they're double teaming today.
I know. That's why I'm checking in on you.
Yeah.
I'm
Hey,
just
folks.
wondering.
Hey, folks. Welcome into Strategies for Living. I'm Dr. David McMillan. She is PLPC psychotherapist Lauren Leon McMillan. So you were a little bit worried when not one medical professional but two medical professionals showed up. Well, I'll tell you what we're going to talk about today is medical professionals at Mira Direct Primary Care showing up for you.
Yeah.
And I don't care who you are, you get VIP treatment.
It's very true.
With Dr. Todd Flowers, and we have Courtney Brooks, who is a nurse practitioner beginning a practice at Mira Direct Primary Care. We're going to talk about the benefits today of why you want to go. I don't know what to call it, because it's not. It's a specialized kind of care.
Right.
When Dr. Flowers joins us, he will probably have all the explanation we need. But for lay people like you and I, there's nothing like this.
No, it's not.
There's absolutely nothing like
the peace of mind to have, the doctor in your pocket at all times.
I grew up, my godfather, as you know, was Dr. Vernon Landry. And if older people around Bossier City know that Dr. Landry was the physician in Bossier City for many, many years. And not until I met Dr. Flowers could I relate and say, wow, again, I'm being taken care of like I was taken care of back in the day. Yeah. So in a moment, you are going to meet Dr. Todd Flowers. You're going to meet Courtney Brooks. Folks, thank you for joining us here on Strategies for Living. We appreciate you, and we appreciate our sponsors who make it all possible. The Robinson Film Center, and Azalea Cleaners, Pintail Roofing, Learning RX, We Train Your Brain, the Balanced Life Wellness Center, Fertitas Delicatessen, home of the Godfather, Alligator Italian Sausage, and some pretty good muffies, too. SRT Sales Training and Uprising Addiction Center. Back in a moment. Dr. Todd Flowers, Courtney Brooks, here with us as our life strategist today here on Strategies for Living. We'll be right back.
Tune in daily, find the light. Healthy mind and spirits bright. Strategies for living strong. Feel the vibe, it won't go wrong. Body moves and soul align. Catch the rhythm, feel the time. Radio rehab every day. Chase those clouds of gray away. Your daily dose of radio rehab. Lift you up when skies seem trapped. Mind and body, spirits free. Living life in harmony.
And welcome into Strategies for Living. Lauren Leon McMillan, David McMillan. Let's welcome into the program now our life strategist. He's a return life strategist, Dr. Todd Flowers. It's been a while since you've been on. You've been busy.
I have. Yeah, I'm so glad to be back.
And family physician in practice for how many years?
Long time. Let's see. 2014 is whenever I...
Okay. Now, you practiced for a little while, and then you decided you wanted to practice in a different way. And so you started Mira Direct Primary Care. There's a lot of different models out there. But Dr. Todd, I really admire what you've done with Mira Direct Primary Care, and a lot of people that you take care of do too.
Right.
So...
Yeah, it's phenomenal. It's great because I really get to build a relationship with the patient, and then whenever I see a patient in the office, it's sort of like catching up with an old friend.
Yeah. I was in for just a kind of a primary checkup the other day, and there was a fella that stopped by I think on a regular basis to kind of catch up, and you guys were drinking a cup of coffee when I came in. I thought that's phenomenal.
Yeah.
That's phenomenal.
Yeah,
And,
it's a great way to practice medicine. I think it's the way that medicine should be practiced.
as I said, we called my godfather. He was my godfather, and he brought me into the world, Dr. Vernon Landry. Everybody called him Doc.
Right.
A special guy. But he would do whatever you needed. If you obviously you had a clinic, but if he needed to come by the house, that's what he did. And that's just a special way to practice. So thank you for bringing those days back with Mira Direct Primary Care.
It is a blessing to be able to do what I do.
Let's welcome, and I'm so excited, Courtney Brooks, who is a nurse practitioner joining Mira Direct Primary Care. And I want to get this right, Courtney. It's FNPC, right?
Yes, sir. That's correct.
But that's a family nurse practitioner.
Correct.
And so you've had a lot of training. You went to nursing school. I'm assuming practiced for a little while as a nurse, went back to become a nurse practitioner.
Student.
Yeah.
Yeah. I went to nursing school and then just kept on going. I worked at Shreveport, Maine, actually.
Oh, really?
When it was still open. And that's where I started. And then I just continued on and went to nurse practitioner school. And I graduated from nurse practitioner school in 2015.
All right, now
I've had right at 10 years.
Let's talk a little bit before we dive in. Let's talk a little bit about what a nurse because nurse practitioners are, physicians like Dr. Todd Flowers get real busy.
Right.
And nurse practitioners really come in and help the system in a massive way. You can do a lot of things that an MD can do. Most everything, huh?
That's correct. They have a lot more extensive training as far as anatomy and those types of things.
Right.
But as far as preventative health and, we have a little extra women's health type training. But we're able to practice just across the lifespan from infants to geriatrics to hospice to, we can specialize if we choose to do so. My love is family and primary care and the whole group.
Yeah. What drew you when you were a nurse? You trained as a nurse. You worked as a nurse. When did you know? Oh, I got to go. I got to do this nurse practitioner thing.
Oh, I knew right away.
Right away.
I knew right away.
Yeah.
I knew that I wanted to take care of people at the bedside, but I knew that I wanted to make a difference and have that time with them to really get to know them.
Yeah.
And in a hospital setting, you treat them briefly and you're able to take care of them and, maybe their lowest moment or when they're sick and then they go home. But, as a family nurse practitioner and these people, they are your family.
Right.
And kind of the healthcare system today has made that to where you can't really take that time with those patients and you can't really get to know those patients. And to me, I'm a talker and I'm a lover and I'm a helper and I love people and I love to get to know families and the mom and the dad and their children and their aunts and their uncles. And I want to know where they work and what they do. And because I think all of that is centered around truly taking care of those people.
Yes.
If I know your life history and your life story and how you grew up and where you grew up, then I can,
It makes a difference.
It absolutely does. And if you call me, I'm going to know if you're stressed or if you're upset or if you're, is this a good day for you? Because you truly know those people.
Yeah.
And I think, the healthcare system now just doesn't provide that time for providers to really provide what people need.
Yeah. They're missing the whole aspect of health.
Yeah.
And as I said on the Facebook page, patients are people too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They truly are.
Yeah.
And they have feelings just like you and I.
Yeah.
And they need that time, just like you and I need that time. And so I didn't realize there was something like this out there, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be.
Yeah.
I mean, not to brag, but this just fits
how
me.
did you find Mira?
Well, these
How
two
did that-
these two go back a ways. I'm
okay.
afraid. I'm afraid we got to go back all the way to Monroe, Louisiana, for for the genesis of this, right?
Right, right. But as I said, Dr. Flowers is just a few years older than me, so we know a lot of the same people, and parents know parents and that sort of thing. But he was a little bit older and gone off to medical school, and
Right.
we weren't that far apart. But when you're kids, being
When you're kids,
5 years
yeah.
apart seems
Seems
Oh, yeah.
forever,
Oh,
right?
it seems like he's driving and I'm starting kindergarten, but really that wasn't it.
Right.
But now, we're 40 years old and it's like we're the same age.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
So
Dr. Todd, when did you, obviously you practiced different before you started Mira Direct Primary Care. And by the way, folks, www.miradpc.com. And I would ask you to, even while you're listening to us, jump on and take a look. Great website. And you can also find Mira on Facebook, Mira Direct Primary Care on Facebook. When did you know? Was there a moment for you? Was it more evolutionary, kind of a little bit at a time? Or was there a moment, kind of a revolutionary moment that you knew, I got to practice different from what I'm doing now?
Yeah, it's interesting. It was more evolutionary because you get in a routine, right? You're
Right.
seeing 30 patients a day. You're going to 2 different hospitals before you start rounds, before you start clinic at 8 a.m. You're trying to see 15 patients before lunch. During lunch, you're trying to do all the labs and catch up on all the emails. And
There's
all
a lot to juggle as
Sure.
a physician, yeah.
Yeah. And then, you're trying to see 30 patients a day. So it's like herding cattle, really. It's sad the way that it's built, but you have to see, around 17 patients a day in private practice to be able to pay for the staff to fight the insurance company to be able to afford to pay the bills, right?
Right.
Right.
And so, yeah, it's pretty miserable. So as I went through that, I just realized there has to be a better way.
Yeah.
And again, I knew stories of physicians who would go, and it sounds terrible, it really does. But like stand on one foot until that foot's tired, and then
Right.
it's time to go see the next patient, and they'll stand on the other foot, right? So I don't know a physician that actually did that, but I've heard that story before, right?
Yeah.
And so my patient visits are an hour long. And if the
That's
patient,
phenomenal.
if they need to be in and out in 5 minutes, we can do that. But if they need an hour, we can do that. And if they need 2 hours, we can do that, or we can accommodate them.
Right.
And
You make every patient feel comfortable, safe, listened to, and understood.
well, they're important,
Yeah.
right? And I feel like I get more out of the interaction with the patient than I'm giving.
Yeah.
Just because it's so rewarding to truly help somebody.
Yeah. Yeah. And so, folks, if you want something different from whatever you're in, we're not being negative. Just I don't think we have to be. We're all being realistic And you know, not everybody can do this, but for people who can, just experience Mira Direct Primary Care, MiraDPC.com. Now, here's the great news. We've introduced Courtney. I guess I've got bad news, good news, right? So kind of the it's not bad news, it's bad news, good news. Dr. Flowers, this model has just absolutely taken off. You're almost full. I mean, you know, I know you try to pry. Somebody calls and like me and say, please, you know, you do your best.
Sure.
But here's the great news. Courtney Brooks is beginning a practice, and there's plenty of room. And right now, $99.99 a month, you are taken care of. And you can sign up, go online, check it out, and give a call. Courtney will answer the phone herself, 318-330-2171. We're going to give that number several times today. But in the meantime, come back with us, because there's lots of reasons that you would consider, that all of us would want to consider, Mira Direct Primary Care. MiraDPC.com. Dr. Todd Flowers, Courtney Brooks, and we'll be back with more strategies for a living. Stay right where you are.
Tune in daily, find the light. Healthy mind and spirits bright. Strategies for living strong. Feel the vibe, it won't go wrong. Body moves and soul align. Catch the rhythm, feel the time. Radio Rehab every
And welcome back. Welcome back into Strategies for a Living. Leon McMillan and David McMillan. We are with the folks from Mira Direct Primary Care. Dr. Todd Flowers, nurse practitioner Courtney Brooks, who is now building her practice, MiraDPC.com. Now, some people think you're saying mirror primary
we are in the
care.
South.
Yeah.
So that
Yeah, we
makes
are
sense.
in the South. So,
That may be my accent a little bit.
but it's M-I-R-A.
It is
Mira.
M-I-R-A.
Can I ask, Dr. Todd, where does that name come? I mean, did you know?
Sure, I pulled that. I pulled that out of the air. Let me tell you what.
Okay.
So I wanted I knew that I wanted the name to be short,
Right.
So that it's easy to type in a website.
Yep.
And I knew that it needed to contain direct primary care,
Right.
Because it's what we do.
Sure.
Right.
And so I wanted the first two letters to be MD.
Mm.
So
Okay.
so I chose M as the first letter,
Mhm.
and then I looked through maybe every English word that starts with an M.
Yeah.
And I actually found the word Mira, so M-I-R-A.
Right.
And Mira actually in Latin means something that is new and exciting and that has never been done before.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Wow.
very accurate.
Yeah, it's cool. And there's also a star named Mira.
Yeah.
And so if you look at the logo actually is an M.
Right.
And
The
if
star.
you look, there's a pinpoint of light at the base of that M, and it comes out.
Right.
So
Right.
you can see that.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's MDPC, right?
I like
and
it.
it's Mira Direct Primary Care, and it's something that's new and exciting and that's never been done before. And actually, the star that's named Mira was named Mira because the star behaved in a way that the astronomer had never seen a star behave before. It was there for a while, and then it dimmed and disappeared, and then it came back.
Oh, wow.
And so it was because it went behind something else and he couldn't see it.
Right.
And so it was, but he had never seen that before, and so that he named it Mira from the Latin.
I love it.
Very cool.
That is
That's a
cool.
neat
Cool
story.
When you started the practice, you did you have in your mind, was it operating like the practice operates now? Or,
It is actually, yeah. It's interesting. So whenever I started in 2018, there were about 1,000 physicians in the United States, the entire United States, that had a model similar to this. Now, patients always ask, "Oh, is it concierge medicine? Is it direct primary care?" Well, most of the time, concierge medicine, the physician charges you a fee, a monthly fee,
right?
But then they also bill insurance, and that's a painting with a broad brush,
right?
Because everybody's a little bit different,
right?
And one thing that you'll learn is that whenever you learn about one direct primary care practice, you've learned about one direct primary care practice.
Okay, yeah.
It's sort of the Wild West, and so it's good, right? And so there's a benefit to that in that you can find something that fits you,
right?
And so I would encourage you to look for. You can actually look up direct primary care and find there are lots of direct primary care practices actually in Shreveport-Bossier,
right?
And those physicians and nurse practitioners are not competition for me.
Right.
They really are not.
Right.
The biggest barrier to entry is just patient education. And so what we're doing here, just telling patients about it, that's the most important thing. If every one of those physicians fills their practice tomorrow, that's good for me. I'm happy for them.
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So Courtney and Dr. Todd, what do we need to know that you guys do? And and I kind of, it builds upon Courtney what you were saying, learning each patient client directly,
Right.
learning about them and who they are totally, right? Yeah.
And some of the common questions I get right now, because I'm excited and I'm telling everybody about
Sure.
it. And, they're just like $99.99 a month. What is that?
What do I get
does
for
that
that?
mean?
Yeah, what does that mean?
And so when I say, oh, well, that's unlimited visits. If you need to see me every day for each day of the month, you can do that.
Yeah.
They're like, well, how much extra would that be? Obviously, I wouldn't need to see you every day, but I mean,
if you did, you'd make that happen.
$99 a month.
Yeah.
And so, just like he said, the barrier is that people don't know what it is unless you really take the time to read about it. Or the people who are most educated are the ones who, word of mouth. They hear it from other people. They know people who are involved in the practice, who are patients there. Because people are nervous. They're like, $99.99 a month, and you can see them every day. I don't know about
Too
that.
good to be true, right?
That's right. That's right.
But it's not. It's I can Lauren
We
and
can
I
attest.
both
Yes.
can
Yes,
attest.
and I will say, even when I spoke with Dr. Flowers about the job, I was thinking, how does this work? I'm,
Right. How could this possibly be?
Right. Yeah. And so he said, I think you would love it. Come see how everything works. And so I've been there since August, and I'm like, I haven't found, there's no catch. People are waiting.
You're looking for the catch, but you can't find one.
People are like, and so, I mean, scenarios that I think of, it benefits everybody. I don't know anybody in my life or anybody that I've encountered that this would not fit in some way or another.
Right.
Yeah. People that have insurance, they say, well, I have insurance, so I don't need that. Well, on Saturday, when's the last time I used to work urgent care?
Right.
So, I'm thinking I would see one child with pink eye, and then the mom would call the urgent care and say, now my other two have it.
Right.
Well, guess what? That's another copay. That's another.
Right.
If you're paying for that for your family for the entire month, we know what the one child had.
Right.
So, and the convenience of, like, give the scenario of the child the other day and the scalp wound, or the boy with the facial laceration that was in and out in an hour and 15 minutes, sewn up, looks beautiful. Where do you get that for $99.99 a month?
Yeah, he was riding a bicycle on one of the bike trails and jumped a ramp and hit a tree with his forehead and gashed it open. His dad called me, hey, can you see him? I said, yeah, come on. I'll meet you at the office. Met him up there, sewed him up. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Wow.
He texted me a picture of his head the other day, and he said, Doc, I think you did a pretty good job.
I love it.
That's
I
great.
love it.
And he's 17, you know.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
So it's
Well, I
fun.
can't think of any other place where you can call and the doctor answers, right?
Right,
Yeah.
right. And in another scenario I thought about, oftentimes in traditional primary care, I would have, an elderly mother that their children lived out of state, and the mother has brittle diabetes. And, the daughter is calling the clinic. I need to talk to the nurse practitioner. Mom, something's not right. So what do? They call the clinic. They get the front desk that goes to the nurse.
Right.
And the nurse, when she has time, because she's overwhelmed and overloaded typically,
Right.
then it gets to me. Well, now I'm overwhelmed. I'm overloaded. It's 4:00 in the afternoon. They've already called back to the front desk. Nobody's called me yet. So then it goes back. I mean, it's
Right.
just a cycle.
It's a merry-go-round.
And by the time I talk to the daughter, she's frustrated. She's
Sure.
already taken mom to the ER because she didn't know what else to do. When you could have talked to me 5 seconds after you dialed the number in this scenario,
Right.
that's priceless.
Yeah,
Yes, it is.
absolutely.
It truly is, especially if your parents live here and the children are out of state or work out of town often. To know that somebody is right there to take care of their mom or their dad or whomever it may be. So, really, it truly is priceless.
So let me tell you something that's unheard of. So I pick up the phone a couple of weeks ago, and I dial 318-965-6020. And by the way, I just gave you Dr. Todd Flowers' phone number. And I call that phone number, and I was halfway expecting a receptionist to answer, but that's not what happened. Dr. Flowers picked up the phone. Dr. Flowers, and what?
It happens all the time
Yeah.
because that's actually my cell phone. I don't
Yeah.
carry 2 cell phones. I have 1 cell phone. That is my cell phone number.
Right. And I told you what I needed, and you said absolutely. And of course, the only painful thing is, I had to not drink my coffee before I came to see you. But and I walked in, and you were visiting with a guy. I think he had a cup of coffee.
Drinking coffee.
And I think you saw the look I gave, and thank goodness, Courtney came right in and took care of me, and I appreciate that. And she was fast. She was fast. We got it taken care of, and I was off to get my coffee. But that's a good thing. Yeah, but that's unheard of. Absolutely unheard of. That I pick up the phone 965-6020. I get Dr. Todd Flowers. If you want to dial 330-2171, you're going to get Courtney Brooks. And you encourage people to call.
I want people to call
and
because-
ask about. Okay, well, this special, this $99.99. What will you do for?
or even text that number. Because sometimes you don't have all the questions right at that moment.
Right.
You may think, well, what if I have insurance? What does my insurance cover? So we don't accept insurance, but there are other scenarios if lab work was ordered outside of the clinic, or if you were referred, you can still use your insurance. It doesn't mean that you can't use your insurance, but Dr. Flowers does offer lab work at his cost to patients. So
You may pay just as much using your insurance, and the copay is
honestly, I found you're going to pay more.
yeah. There you go.
And our life is all about convenience and how long it takes to get places and get things done. And so we laugh because I was like, it doesn't even look like anybody has sat in the chairs in the waiting room. And I've yet to see, I saw somebody sit maybe for 30 seconds, and
That's because
That's
y'all
it.
don't allow that to
No.
happen. I
Right.
walked in, and again, I've already said what I saw, but then I was swooped up, and Courtney took care of me. That's what happens at Mira Direct Primary Care. That's why you want to check out Dr. Todd Flowers and Courtney Brooks, who is beginning her practice. So she's a certified nurse practitioner in family medicine, and you want to get on board. Mira Direct Primary Care, MiraDPC.com. We've got more with Dr. Todd and Courtney Brooks. Just a moment here on Strategies for Living. Stay with us.
We all have problems every day. We all need help along the way. We need strategies, strategies, strategies for living radio.
And welcome back into Strategies for Living. Lauren Leon McMillan, David McMillan, with the two people that I'm not sure they ever sleep. Dr. Todd Flowers, Courtney Brooks, nurse practitioner, and they are with Mira Direct Primary Care. Talk about a new approach to medicine.
It's so needed.
A lot of us,
today.
and I don't want to be negative, but a lot of us have an issue with the way you've been to you've been to your doctor, and so we're not going to be, you know us here, folks. We're not going to be negative, but you want a different experience, you can have one. Mira Direct Primary Care, miradpc.com. Dr. Todd Flowers, Courtney Brooks. Courtney, go ahead.
I was just going to say, we're due for a paradigm shift, and I'm thankful to both of you for being on the leading edge of that.
Absolutely. So the 24/7, and I'm kidding. I don't know if you guys ever sleep.
I hope they do.
I hope you do.
That's
I hope you
important.
take care of
When
yourself.
people are taken care of, it's
Right.
just a comfortable, you get rest,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
just a whole different experience, not only for the patients, but even the providers.
Mm-hmm.
But-
Like I go home and spend time with my family, and I don't have 15 charts piled up and
Yeah.
18 phone
Yeah.
calls to
You can
return.
be
because
present.
guess what? They
Yeah.
called me today, and we took care of the problem.
Right.
They came in if they needed to come in. If they needed a refill, we did it. That was one thing when I started here. A patient needed a referral for maybe rheumatology or something, because most everything we can typically do.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Um,
You guys even do a little Botox here and there. Yeah. Whatever. Yeah. Maybe we don't need to spread the word. Or,
no, I just look young. I've never had it.
But you do, a little dermatology, a little. A primary care
fluids.
doctor
Yeah.
takes care of the whole person,
Yeah,
right?
family medicine trained, right? So
Yeah.
we do everything from birth to death.
Right.
Yeah, we do it all.
And Dr. Flowers and I, even though our patient panels are separate, we build our own practice. I mean, he and I work, maybe it's a Monroe thing, but he and I work very well together. And so, if I have a male patient that has an issue that they would rather discuss with the male, he's there, and vice versa,
Right.
Yeah.
I do all kinds of women's health, hormones, and all these things that women.
How about men's health and hormones? Will you talk there?
Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
Okay, so again, that's the point. The point is, what is it that you need to talk? When's the last time that you were able to get more than 4 or 5 minutes with your physician?
One of our teachers in medical school taught us, he said, if you will listen to your patient, 99.9% of the time, they'll tell you what's wrong with them.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, because we know, right?
You just have to listen.
You got to listen. And that's what they're in the business to do. 318-330-2171. Now that's Courtney Brooks' phone number, and you'll get directly to her. She'll answer that
Phone or text. Yep.
unless she's with a patient.
Right.
24/7.
And we're
And-
busy
yeah.
people. Our lives are busy, and we seek convenience. So I'm free to text also if somebody thinks of a question because there's going to be questions. 'Cause,
Sure.
there's a lot of people out there that don't know about this. I mean,
Right.
I didn't know entirely what exactly.
And
it
you're
was
in the
about.
medical profession.
Correct.
Yeah. Again, I so admire what you are doing, Dr. Todd, because it's a brand new model, if you will. It's a new way to practice medicine.
Yeah, it's a new old way.
A
Right?
new old way.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
Going back to my youth.
I have a black bag and make house calls if I need to.
There you go.
So I have patients that are paraplegic and are not able to come in, and I solely do home visits for those patients. I sure do.
The age range, you take care from the little bitties
All the way
up
all
to
the way.
The
Sure have. I've been at the bedside with 3 separate patients within the last 5 years that have and
transitioned.
I've been there with them when they pass.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it's a special bond that you have whenever you're able to really take care of a patient through their entire life.
Absolutely. Absolutely. 318-330-2171. Right now, Courtney Brooks is building a practice at Mira Direct Primary Care. $99.99 a month. My goodness. As she was saying, how many visits do you need? It's $99.99. That's the model.
I mean, you think about on a Saturday.
Yeah.
You know, if you needed to go to the urgent care, you're going to spend more than $99.99.
Yeah.
You know, you're going to sit in a waiting room.
We do IV antibiotics in the office, right? So we save patients' hospitalizations on a regular basis. If I save you one ER visit, you've paid for your year.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And people can come, as I did a couple of weeks ago. It's fairly painless. I'm going to say fairly because I don't like needles any more than anybody else.
Sure.
But I will say this, Courtney, you're good.
Thank you.
You're very good. You found that right place, and okay, well, it was over in a moment.
Yeah, he came home. I said, "Where did she get you?" Because I didn't even see it anymore.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah,
great.
And I mean that's the deal. That's the deal. If you sign up for Mira Direct Primary Care, now, of course, when you go, you're there and you're not there with 60 other people in the waiting room. And I don't want to be negative here, but this is one thing that it's a real thing. People say, I don't want to go sit in my doctor's office with all those sick people. And I don't know what, well, that's one of the beauties of this model. As you said, there are chairs in the waiting room, but they look brand new because, because you guys take care of one patient at a time.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of it. I mean, traditional primary care, if the patients aren't walking in the door, you're not generating any kind of revenue to keep the doors open. And so that's definitely the difference here.
And if there were, if you could see the clients that you guys see on a day-by-day basis, you would see every socioeconomic range.
Absolutely.
You would see people that their bank account looks like mine, and then you would see people on the other end with maybe a couple of jet planes out at the airport, right? I mean, you take care of the
We take
full
care of
range.
everyone. We sure do.
And so, I mean, it's a new way of practicing. It's a new model. Mira Direct Primary Care. That's MIRA. Mira Direct Primary Care. MiraDPC.com. And you can call or text 318-330-2171. Now that is Courtney Brooks' cell phone. So you can call her, and I hope you will. You can text your questions. You can call and ask any question before you sign up.
Right. Discuss your scenario. Everybody has a different scenario and different needs, and we'd be happy to tell you what we can do.
318-330-2171. And, of course, Dr. Todd Flowers, 318-965-6020. Mira Direct Primary Care. MiraDPC.com. And welcome back. Welcome back into Strategies for Living. Lauren, Leon McMillan, David McMillan, Dr. Todd Flowers, Courtney Brooks, nurse practitioner with Mira Direct Primary Care, MiraDPC.com. Jot this number down, 318-330-2171. That is the way that you can reach Courtney Brooks, accepting new patients right now. $99.99 a month. It's incredible. Courtney, what do you really want to leave people with? How do we underscore all that we've talked about today?
Well, I think this fits everybody, and there's a place for everybody in direct primary care. And So I would just encourage everybody that's listening, talk about it, ask about it, read about it.
Pray about it and consider it.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, I know, speaking of prayers, you know, I mean, I was so burned out in traditional primary care that I just, you know, I knew what I wanted to do, and I love people and I love families, but it just got to where it wasn't about that. And so, you know I sound excited and like a salesperson, and somebody said, "You sound just like a salesperson." I said, I am, because I'm so excited about this, because I feel like it's the world's best kept secret.
I hear passion.
Yeah.
It comes through.
I mean,
There it
I'm
is.
super excited. So I encourage everybody, call me. Let's talk about your situation and how we can help and how you can be a part of this.
318-330-2171. You know, I didn't have to wait but a second, but when I was in your office the other day, I picked up the Bible and I flipped it open to Ecclesiastes chapter 3. There's a time for everything. Right now, it's the time for Mira Direct Primary Care. Thank you, Dr. Todd. Thank you, Courtney.
Thank y'all for having us.
And we'll have you again soon, I hope. Folks, thank you. Thank you for listening to Strategies for Living. We appreciate our sponsors making it possible. The Robinson Film Center, Azalea Cleaners, Pintail Roofing, Learning RX, the Balanced Life Wellness Center, Fertitta's Delicatessen, SRT Sales Training, and Uprising Addiction Center. If today were the last day of your life, you only had one more phone call to make, who would you call? What would you say? And why are you waiting? Make the call. For Dr. Todd Flowers, for Courtney Brooks, for Lauren Leon McMillan, I'm David McMillan. See you next time on Strategies for Living.